You look in the mirror and see gray hair spreading. You think it's aging that can't be changed. But what if I told you that your hair color can return just by changing what you eat? This woman went from completely gray to naturally dark hair. And this episode will show you exactly how. Hello, I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a dermatologist with over 20 years of experience consulting and treating more than 10,000 patients on skin and hair health. Throughout my career, I've witnessed hundreds of people over 60 regain their natural hair color without dyes or expensive chemicals. A study published in the eLife journal proved that human hair can regain pigmentation under certain conditions. This means gray hair is not a one-way street. Today, I'll share with you 5 simple foods that restore hair color from inside your body. And don't miss the final food. It's the tool I still use every day to maintain my hair health at 50. If you want more natural health tips for people over 60, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss new videos every week. First, let me help you understand why your hair loses color and what's happening inside your body. Most people think gray hair is caused by aging, but the scientific truth is completely different. Your hair doesn't lose color because it runs out of pigment. It happens because your body stops producing melanin, the substance that gives your hair color. There are 4 main reasons this process accelerates after 60. The first is chronic stress. When you experience prolonged stress, your adrenal glands release cortisol and compounds that destroy melanocytes, the cells that produce hair pigment. Stress also creates hydrogen peroxide inside your body, which literally bleaches your hair from the inside out. In my practice, I call this the silent fire, stress that doesn't shout but smolders, slowly damaging the very cells responsible for your hair color. The second cause is oxidative damage. After 60, your body's natural antioxidant system weakens. Free radicals attack melanocytes, making them slow down or stop completely. This decline is often happening long before the gray shows up. By the time you see the color fade, the damage has been accumulating for years. Third, a weakened gut. If your gut isn't healthy, your body can't absorb the minerals needed to produce melanin, no matter how nutritious your diet is. Your intestinal lining becomes thinner with age, making it harder to extract copper, zinc, and other essential trace minerals from food. And fourth, copper deficiency. Copper activates the tyrosinase enzyme, which kickstarts melanin production. After 60, copper absorption naturally drops, often worsened by calcium-heavy diets or unbalanced supplementation. Let me share a story. I had a patient named Margaret, 68 years old. She came to see me for joint pain, but what she really wanted to talk about was her hair. Margaret told me her hair turned gray almost overnight, right after her husband passed away. She thought it meant her body had given up. But when we ran tests, I found her cortisol levels were extremely high, and her gut showed signs of inflammation. It wasn't aging. It was stress and nutrition. Here's what you need to remember. Your body hasn't lost the ability to create hair color. It just needs the right tools to reactivate that process. And those tools are in the foods you eat every day. So what foods can help you do that? Let's start with the first food group I recommend to every patient over 60. If your gut isn't healthy, no food can help you regain hair color. Here's why. Your gut is the factory that absorbs nutrients. If your gut is weak, no matter how many vitamins or minerals you consume, your body can't use them. This is where fermented foods become absolutely critical. Fermented foods like natto, miso, tempeh, kimchi, sauerkraut, and kefir contain live probiotics that help repair damaged intestinal lining, increase absorption of minerals like copper and zinc, the 2 most important minerals for hair color, and reduce chronic inflammation in your body. Especially for people over 60, the intestinal lining is often thinner and more vulnerable to damage from medications, processed foods, and stress. Without a strong gut foundation, every other nutritional intervention will fail. Here's how to use them. Eat 1 to 2 tablespoons of miso every morning, dissolved in warm water. Or add 2 to 3 tablespoons of kimchi or sauerkraut to your lunch. Drink 1 glass of kefir in the evening. These small daily habits create massive change over time. A study from the University of Tokyo in 2019 found that people over 60 who ate fermented foods regularly for 12 weeks showed a 40% improvement in mineral absorption compared to those who didn't. Think of fermented foods like preparing the soil before planting seeds. If the soil is good, seeds will sprout. If your gut is healthy, nutrients will be absorbed. It's that foundational. If you've ever tried taking vitamins but didn't see results, comment below "healthy gut" so I know you're following along. This helps me create more useful content for you. When your gut is ready, the next step is to provide the enzyme that directly activates melanin production. And the second food does exactly that. There's an enzyme in your body called tyrosinase. It's like the on-off switch for hair color, and this food contains that exact enzyme. Mushrooms, specifically shiitake, maitake, oyster mushrooms, and even common white button mushrooms, contain natural tyrosinase enzyme. When you eat mushrooms, you're directly fueling the melanin production process. You're not just hoping your body will figure it out. You're giving it the precise biological tool it needs. Mushrooms are also rich in copper, vitamin D, and antioxidants, all of which support hair health. What's special is that shiitake mushrooms contain L-ergothioneine, a powerful antioxidant that protects melanocytes from damage. It's like having a bodyguard for the cells responsible for your hair color. Here's how to use them effectively. Eat 100 to 150 grams of cooked mushrooms, 4 to 5 times per week. Cook them with olive oil or butter to increase absorption. You can sauté them, simmer them in soup, or add them to stir-fries. Avoid eating raw mushrooms, as they're difficult to digest for people over 60. Let me tell you about Robert, 72 years old. He added sautéed shiitake mushrooms to his dinner 5 times a week. After 3 months, he noticed dark hair growing back at his temples. He told me, "I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought it was the lighting, but my wife saw it too." That moment of recognition, when someone realizes their body is healing, is why I do this work. Mushrooms aren't just delicious and easy to prepare. They're a natural medicine that reactivates the color-making mechanism your body has temporarily paused. Now, your body has the enzyme. But for that enzyme to work, you need the right minerals. And that's why the third food is so critical. You can eat enough protein, enough vegetables, but if you're missing trace minerals, hair color will never return. This food solves exactly that problem. Bone broth, made from chicken or beef bones, and seaweed broth, made from kombu or wakame, are the most absorbable sources of natural minerals. They contain copper, zinc, selenium, magnesium, all essential for melanin production. What makes them special is how gentle they are on your digestive system, especially after 60. Seaweed broth is particularly rich in iodine, which supports thyroid function. A healthy thyroid regulates hormones and reduces oxidative stress throughout your body. Bone broth contains collagen and amino acids that improve blood circulation to your scalp, ensuring nutrients actually reach your hair follicles. These are slow foods. They don't shock your system. They nourish quietly and deeply, which is exactly what aging bodies need. Here's how to use them. Drink 1 small cup, about 150 to 200 milliliters, of bone broth or seaweed broth in the evening, about 1 hour before bed. To make bone broth, use chicken or beef bones with apple cider vinegar and simmer on low heat for 8 to 12 hours. For seaweed broth, soak kombu in warm water for 30 minutes, then bring it to a gentle boil. You can add sea salt, ginger, or turmeric for flavor and anti-inflammatory benefits. A study from the Korean Institute of Nutrition in 2020 showed that women over 65 who drank seaweed broth 5 times a week for 16 weeks had a 35% increase in blood levels of copper and selenium, along with improvements in hair shine and thickness. I personally, at 50, still maintain the habit of drinking bone broth every evening. I notice my hair breaks less, my scalp is healthier, and most importantly, I sleep better. It's like a self-care ritual at the end of the day. Broth is a gift you give your body at the end of the day, gentle, warm, and full of nutrition. It doesn't just nourish your hair, it nourishes your entire system. But all of this won't work if your body is still in a state of stress. That's why the final two foods are especially important. Oxidative stress is the silent enemy destroying melanocytes from the inside. These two food groups will extinguish that fire. First, dark berries. Goji berries, blueberries, blackberries, and wild blueberries contain anthocyanins, antioxidants that are 10 times more powerful than vitamin C. They neutralize free radicals and protect melanocytes from damage. Goji berries are especially rich in copper and vitamin A, two substances critical for hair health. How to use them? Eat one small handful, about 20 to 30 grams every morning. You can add them to yogurt or oatmeal. They're sweet, convenient, and incredibly powerful. A safety note. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, please consult your doctor before eating goji berries regularly, as they may interact with the medication. This is important for your safety. Second, nuts. Almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds are rich in vitamin E, selenium, and copper. Walnuts specifically contain omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve blood circulation to your scalp. Almonds provide biotin, an essential vitamin for hair health. How to use them? Eat one small handful, about 30 grams, every day. You can have them as an afternoon snack. Choose raw, unsalted nuts that aren't over-roasted. The fresher, the better. Let me share Linda's story. She's 69 years old and started eating 10 walnuts and 1 tablespoon of goji berries every morning. After 4 months, she didn't just see less gray hair. She noticed her skin was brighter and her nails were stronger. She told me, "I feel like my body is coming alive from the inside." If this video is helping you understand how to care for your hair naturally, please hit the like button so I know you're following. And don't forget to share it with friends your age. They need this information too. When you combine all 5 food groups, you're not just nourishing your hair, you're creating an internal environment where hair color can naturally return. Your body remembers how to do this. You're just reminding it. So we've gone through 5 food groups that can help you regain natural hair color after 60. Fermented foods to repair your gut, mushrooms to activate the enzyme, broth to replenish minerals, and dark berries plus nuts to fight oxidative stress. Remember, your hair isn't dead. It's just dormant. And with the right foods, patience, and belief, your body can awaken that natural process again. Results typically appear after 2 to 4 months, starting from the roots. In next week's video, I'll share about one mineral that 80% of people over 60 are deficient in, and it doesn't just cause age spots on your skin. It also affects your memory and joints. It's a video you can't afford to miss. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, share it with your loved ones, and don't forget to subscribe to Senior Wellness Hub for more natural health tips every week. Comment below and let me know, which food will you start with first? Fermented foods, mushrooms, or broth? I'll read and reply to every comment. Thank you for watching. See you in next week's video. Wishing you a day full of health and energy.